What's up, family? It is Caden with Urban Finance, and today we're going to be talking about our 10 streams of income. Yes, you heard that right. We have 10 streams of income. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and like the video. To this day, the number one question that people ask me is how were we able to pay off $120,000 in less than 2 years? And the answer is in that video, but in this video we will be talking about one of those 7 points dealing with our different streams of income. And this probably was the thing that helped us the most. We were very active and intentional about creating different income streams for ourselves. Some that were passive, some that were not passive, and some that were between passive and non-passive. And so maybe some of these are things that you could implement in your life to either pay off debt or build wealth. Jumping right into it. The first income stream that we had is that I did speaking engagements. This would either be motivational speaking engagements or preaching engagements. And typically, this type of speaking engagements, I never asked for a particular amount. I just took whatever the organization or the school was willing to pay me. Sometimes I got paid nothing, and it was just like a networking opportunity, which I really like and enjoy because it allowed me to meet people that referred me to different engagements. And some of those engagements I made as little as $25, and some I made as much as $400. That was one income stream that I totally enjoyed and that definitely helped us. Number 2, the second source of income for us was allowing my brother to use my car to do Uber and Lyft. And as a result of using the car, he would pay half of the insurance, which really much covered his portion of the insurance, but he would also pay for the car gas. He would give me $200 to $300 every month, depending on how much money he made from doing Uber or Lyft. And I know some people are probably thinking, well, I don't have a brother that I can charge to drive Uber, but there are a ton of sites out there that I will definitely link in the description below that you can use, like HiCar, GetAround, and there are several others that I'll link in the description so that you can pick which one works the best for you. This is probably my wife's favorite source of income because she totally enjoys tutoring, and so she did a lot of math tutoring. In this particular type of tutoring, she would help usually sometimes high school kids, maybe even undergraduate or kids that are even below that, but she will help them with whatever math tutoring that they may need, and this was an easy way to earn additional income. A lot of those came from referrals, but she also signed up for sites that she could do tutoring with. A few of the sites that you can use are like tutor.com or tutorme.com or VIP Kids, which is a site that typically focuses on English speakers training Chinese children on how to speak English. But there are a ton of tutoring sites. Revolution Tutoring, I'll put a link so you don't have to jot these all down right now. But there are a ton of tutoring sites that you can use to make some extra cash. The goal is to get as many streams of income as possible to pay off debt and build wealth in a very short period of time. All right? The fourth thing we did, and a lot of people may not be willing to do this, but we were just super dedicated and disciplined. We rented out our apartment. No, not our apartment. We rented out the living room for our apartment. And so we had a close family member stayed in our living room who paid a nominal amount, about $200 to $300, so nothing jaw-breaking, but even those little add up. And as you can see, a lot of our side income didn't make a ton of money, but because we had so many of them, we were able to significantly increase the amount of money that we were bringing in each month. And so even though you pick a side income, maybe your first side income, you're only earning $100 a month. If you can get yourself to 10 streams of income that doesn't even consume all of your time, that is an easy way to pay off debt and build wealth. Our fifth income stream was my wife helping graduate students with dissertation papers. She has a PhD in biostatistics, and there are a lot of schools in New England, the Boston area, that students would need statistics help, especially for their dissertation paper. And this actually paid a good amount of money. So if you have a specialty that you have that you can utilize to help students that are in grad school that are willing to pay a significant amount of money for that type of help, that is definitely something that you can consider. I also had a part-time job. I guess, and I say had, because even though I'm including it in our income streams, I just left the job as of January 17th. Depending on when I post this video, it may be a few days, it may be a week from that, but this job actually paid me up to $20,000 a year. And so this was a part-time job in addition to my full-time job, but it was a significant source of additional revenue for us. The one caveat here is because I had this additional part-time job, I was working 7 days a week. But I'm telling you now, it was well worth the grind. And like I said, I recently left the job, loved the job, but I left it to try out different avenues of making additional funding, and primarily because I have a little one that's on the way and I want to make that my particular focus in this season. But if you have the opportunity to grind 7 days a week, I tell you, do it. And even now I'm making this YouTube video on my one day off, so even now I'm still grinding 7 days a week. At least now it's completely on my schedule. I also lead workshops on personal finance, and I include this differently than my speaking engagement, because for my speaking engagement I typically write a speech specific to that occasion. So if it's a school event, my speech is specific to that. If I'm speaking at a church or something like that, my speech will be specific to that. If I'm preaching, my speech will be specific to that. So that actually takes a lot of time. But with a lot of these speaking engagements, it takes a lot less time because I build the deck. I spend a lot of time building the decks up front. So I have decks on 101 on finance, investing, planning for colleges. But I take time up front to build those, and once those are done, I only have to review those decks, which may only take me about 30 minutes. I can make as much as $150 to $300+ for these financial speaking engagements. And the beautiful part about it, once the deck is created, I don't have to spend as much time. So I like to think of this as somewhat passive, even though not fully passive income, because I am exchanging time for money still. The eighth stream of income wasn't significant by any measure, but every little added up. So we did surveys. The beauty of being in Boston, there are a lot of graduate surveys that you can actually do that pays between $5 and $25. We also did surveys for radio stations that also paid $5 to $25. And you may not have that opportunity, but there are definitely a ton of survey sites like Swagbox, Survey Junkie, and Inbox Dollars, which I will also link in the description below for you to check out. I'm actually planning to check out some of these myself in greater details and see how much money I can make in 1 month just from doing surveys. Stay tuned for that video. Our ninth source of income is that we both have full-time jobs. And I don't think I need to say much here. Most people have full-time jobs. And I guess this technically counts as 2 sources of income, so that would be 10 already. Our 10th source of income is our stock market investing. And this is by far my favorite source of income because it's truly passive. And we make almost over $1,000 consistently every single month from stock investing. And this is so crucial because even if we were not to save, we will still technically be saving at least $1,000 a month. And so developing those passive streams of income is definitely something that we're looking to do for the future because I love making money while I sleep. Okay family, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe to our page. Having additional streams of income is so important. It has certainly helped us more than we could ever imagine on our journey. It helped us pay off $120,000 in less than 2 years. It helped us to save our first $100,000, which we also did a video about. And it also helped us to buy our very first home, which we'll probably do a video about in the future.
One more thing.
Even if you have a good job, chances are you will only get paid once a year. But with these various sources of income, you have ways to increase your revenue, your cash flow, your income throughout the year. So I definitely encourage you to actively look for additional sources of income, and it will change your game financially. Like I always said, love you and live your best life. And one more thing, don't forget to like the video.